Hi, it's Sandy Wiley. Today I'm going to give you some Psychology 101. We're going to talk about Freud's theory of personality. Freud, the father of psychoanalysis. Now, I recently did Carl Jung. Someone said I didn't pronounce his name right. Okay, but how about Freud? Sigmund Freud. The cigar's not really a cigar. Or maybe a cigar's just a cigar. You know what I mean? All right. I'm going to give you my little take on Freud's theory of personality. It's going to be Sandy Wiley's take on Freud's theory of personality, which involves the id, the ego, and the super ego. Kind of like Superman, super ego. Now, remember, I'm not a psychology major. Yes, I took psychology in college, but I only got an associate's degree. And I only took one course in it. So this is just my version, okay? Only my version. Don't make negative comments. I'm not a teacher, okay? I don't have a degree in psychology. It's just my version of things. Now, to me, the id. Let's start off with the id. The id is primitive. The id's instinctual, okay? The id is about drive. Drive of your sexual drive and your aggressive drive. Okay? Now, it's unconscious. To me, I'm going to explain the id, what it is to me. The id is a spoiled little brat. That's the id. I want you to think of a spoiled little brat kid who wants everything their way, and it don't matter how they're gonna get it. Okay? That's the nice version. Or the id could be the psychopath. I gotta be careful what I say. You could think of the id as the spoiled brat kid, or the psychopath that doesn't care how he gets what he gets, as long as he gets it, you know? In other words, the id's gonna be rash, impulsive. The id is not gonna care about the consequences, all right? The id just wants when it wants what it wants when it wants it, okay? I want what I want when I want it and how I want it. And this is all this is how I explain it, okay? So it isn't like I'm not taking this out of a textbook or anything. This is how I'm explaining it, so you can get a picture of like a spoiled brat kid that I want that candy bar. Mommy says, no, you can't have that candy bar. You have not followed any of Mommy's, rules today. You have not cleaned your room. You have, not listened to Mommy, so no, you cannot get that candy bar. And the spoiled brat kid says, I want it. The drive is stronger. So the kid just grabs it off the shelf and puts it in his pocket. Steals it. And the kid knows not to steal. It's old enough, I don't know, knowing that, that's against the law. That's the id. Or, if we want to talk about the psychopath, I got to be very careful what I say because I'm monetized now. That's the adult id. This is all my explanation, okay? That's a gorgeous looking woman over there. Man, that's a hot babe. I want that babe. Sexual urges, aggression. I'm gonna get that babe. Hey lady, hop in my car. I'm not interested. Now, I want that baby. I don't care if she's not interested. He grabs her, throws her in the car, and rhymes with tape. Rhymes with tape. See, it doesn't matter. This is the it, okay? And Sandy Wiley's mind, this is how I describe the it. It doesn't mean that, this is just me. So it's all about, the drive, okay? And it's around sex and aggression. And they don't care about the consequences. They just want to get what they want. Now, before we get to the ego, let's talk about the superego. The morals, okay? It's the only conscious one of the three, okay? The ideal self. Rewards and punishments. So, if the it is the devil on one side, you've seen those cartoons. The superego is the angel on the other side. You have seen those cartoons, okay, where like the cartoon character the angel will be saying, no, don't do that. And the devil will say, come on, with the pitchfork. Do it. You're a coward, do it. The superego is that angel, okay? The id is that devil. Now, the superego, I don't know how Freud came up with the superego, because let me tell you, does it even exist? I mean, we all know what's right and what's wrong. I think most of us are the id. Not all of us. A good majority. I want to say a good majority are the id, and the rest of us fall into the ego. But the superego is, that's the angel. That's the one with the halo, okay? That's the one with the high morals, who knows right from wrong. It's the ideal self. It's the one telling you, to do right, okay? It's your conscience speaking. That's the superego. It's your conscience speaking. It's like when the id is saying to the little boy, Mommy won't buy me this candy bar. The superego will say, you can't have the candy bar. You don't deserve the candy bar because you were not following Mom's directions. You did not clean your room. You are not deserving of it. So say, okay, Mom, next time I'll try better. That's the superego. Well, the id is just, I already explained that. The superego, when he sees the attractive girl, wouldn't even say anything to the girl. He would just say, that's an attractive woman. She's pretty. I'm not going to stare at her because I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, like a man is giving her lewd looks. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how Freud came up with that superego because, yeah, it's just too good. No, I don't know anyone who does that all the time. We aspire to be like the superego. But now the ego, which I think most everyone falls into that category of ego. What a person is aware of, like realistic ways to get what you want. Now I'm going to give you an example of the ego's conscious part. The ego, instead of the little boy stealing the candy bar, the id, or the superego saying, I don't deserve the candy bar because I did not follow Mommy's directions today, so I'm not worthy of it. I will try better next time. The ego will go like this and say, will complain and try to get it, you know. Mom, come on. Oh, come on. I'll be good next time, I promise. Come on, give me a chance, I promise. I'll go home and clean my room when we get home, I promise. Now, that's the ego. It's not the id. It's not going to steal the candy bar. It's not the superego who says, I don't deserve the candy bar because I did not follow Mom's rules. I will try harder next time to follow Mom's rules and clean my room and be quiet and not leave my stuff around the house. See? It's like the middle ground. I think that'll where, you know, we all fall between the id and the ego, you know. There's more people who are ids and there's people that are egos, but I don't know anyone on this here earth that's a super ego. I'm sure there are people out there like that. The angel, remember I said the id was the devil and the superego was angel, and the ego is probably, he's the middleman, you know, like, yeah, he's not a bad guy, he's not going to steal that candy bar or grab that girl, but he's not the saint, right, who's going to admit, oh, I don't deserve that candy bar, or I'm not going to bother that woman, I don't want to make her feel uncomfortable, I won't even look at her. See what I'm saying? This is where ego falls in, to me. So I don't know how other psychology, when you're in psychology class, how they explain those three to you. But I think if I'd say that the ego, you know, a lot of people, where do they fall? Somewhere between the id and the ego. I don't know anyone in the superego. The ego wants to satisfy the demands of the id. That's what the ego does. But he wants to satisfy them in a moralistic way. Is that a word? Moralistic. In a way that is moral. Okay? That's what the ego wants. The ego wants what it wants, like the id. But it wants to satisfy its cravings, its sexual cravings, its aggressive cravings, its desires and cravings, but in a way that is moral. Like, okay? Whereas the superego is so godly-like and so angelic-like that it doesn't even, you know, it accepts, you know, that it's not going to try to satisfy those needs, you know? Now, how does like I said, with the spoiled kid, the ego would say, yes, I want the candy bar, okay? And the devil would say, the id would say, do it, grab it, do it, you want it, you deserve it, do it, get it, grab it. Mom's not looking, she's busy putting food items on on the conveyor belt. Now the superego would say, that's stealing, that's morally wrong, you can go to jail for that. That's breaking one of the 10 commandments, if you're believing the commandments or whatever. That's breaking the law. If you're not into the commandments, that's breaking the law. And now the ego would say, I want that. Yes, I agree. We want that candy bar. But, yeah, superego, that's wrong. I shouldn't steal. But I can still put up a fight. I can still sit there and pout and say, Mom, come on, please, Mom. Give me another chance. Come on, Mom. I'll go home and clean my room, Mom. Come on. Whereas the superego would just say, Mom, you're right. I don't deserve that candy bar because I didn't listen to you and I didn't clean my room. And I promise to try better next time. See? The ego is going to try what it can to convince Mom to get it because it's not going to go steal it like the id wants to do. Take it, take it. No, I'm not going to do that, id. No, that's stealing. That's morally wrong. I could go to jail. That's breaking the commandments. No, no, no. Let me try to talk to her. You know you didn't deserve that superego. You don't deserve it because you didn't listen to your mother. You didn't clean up your room. So what? I didn't clean up my room. I still should get that candy bar. Anyway, I can clean up my room when I go home. I can clean up my room tomorrow. I still should get it. I want it. But take it, take it, take it. It's saying, no, I'm not going to do it that way. Don't you like my crazy version of the id, the ego, and the superego? So there you have it. I try to explain Freud's theories of personality in the Sandy Wiley psychology class of 101 and a quarter, or an 8, or 60. You gotta have a little fun with this stuff. Okay, till next time. Toot toot.